When the Klipper MCU first boots up, it's in an unconfigured state. The host then tells it what peripherals are connected to it. To do this, each peripheral gets assigned an OID by the host. The host first tells the MCU how many OIDs to allocate. Then it configures different devices to different OIDs, like stepper motors, analog inputs, digital outputs, etc. Then it calls the finalize config command, which will finalize the config and put the MCU into its running state. From there, the host can send commands like telling it how many steps to move, or to trigger a digital write. If the MCU runs into a problem, it goes into the shutdown state. Let's now look at some of these commands. We're connected to the Klipper on the Prusa i3. It is currently running Klipper as normal. The printer is configured. It can be moved. We will now connect to it via SSH. We will first stop the Klipper process as it's hogging up the serial link. And now we will run with the Klipper Python, which has all the dependencies, the Klipper console script connected to our serial port. Now we can see quite a few packages coming through. First, we can see the standard information text giving us some useful commands like listing out the supported commands or getting information from the machine. We can also see some machine statistics as well as see loads and loads of packages coming in. We have a variety of mostly analog in from 3 different OIDs, 16, 17 and 27, which are most likely the thermistors for the hot end, the heat bed and the CPU internal temperature, I would assume. We do not exactly know what these are, as these OIDs were assigned by Klipper and we do not know they are, but we can make some guesses. We can now, to better navigate this, start suppressing some of these packages that are coming in by typing capital suppress, followed by the name, analog in state, followed by the OID, 27 in this case. Now we see only 16 and 17 coming in, and we will repeat this 2 more times. Now we've suppressed the packages coming in from the microcontroller telling us about its analog input stage, and we can now see more clearly what other packages are coming in. There seems to be also a counter on OID 2. Not sure what that is, but we might find one if we look closer at the hardware. We will also suppress that for now. Now that we've suppressed that too, we only get the occasional package telling us about the link status. Here we can also see some more of the structure in the console. The number on the left is a timestamp in second, then what package it is, and it then says how many packets it's processed during the period since the last package, as well as how long this computation has taken. This is useful for debugging. We can now also type capital list to see a full list of commands supported by the microcontroller. These commands are actually reported by the microcontroller, and we will see in the next chapter how it does so. Here we see the configuration commands for all the configurable devices this support, different sensors, stepper motors, etc. We can see different functions like getting the clock, getting the configuration state or uptime, as well as query states, setting different things, etc. These commands are also on the Klipper wiki, but this is a good reference as well for playing around with them. If we use the get config command, we can get that the configured state is 1, as this printer board was previously configured by Klipper, and it is currently not in a shutdown state. If we type an unsupported command, like asking for the motor position of a stepper that isn't a stepper, it would go into a shutdown state. If we knew the OIDs of the steppers, we could from here also command them to those steps and interact with their step queues, but again, this was defined by Klipper, so right now we do not know what they are.